everybody, it's Lisa from naturallycurly.com. I made it to my 1 year transition-versary. I just made up a word. I'm excited, you guys. Not that I didn't think I could do it, but it's kind of like, wow, has it really been a year? It doesn't even really seem like it's been a year. It's gone really fast. And, you know, a lot of people say that, you know, it gets harder as you get further into the transition. But for me, it's actually gotten easier. And I think that's largely because, number one, I've been doing quite a few trims on my hair, sometimes a couple times a month. So I've been getting a lot of those damaged ends. My hair was very damaged when I started transitioning, very. And so I had a lot of raggedy ends, split ends, broken off ends. So I began trimming quite a bit. I started trimming it actually in December of '09. I first cut off about 6 inches. This was when I was still texturizing. And then, so in March of 2010, when I started the transition, my hair, you know, was probably in a bob style, somewhere like that. And since then, I've continued to trim. So my hair has pretty much stayed in the same length. It's grown a little bit, so I am still gaining a little bit of length, but I've been doing a lot of trims, but it's helped keep the breakage to a minimum. And the other reason I think that it's been easier as I've gone through the transition is that I've found styles that are long lasting and that require very little manipulation. There is no way I could have done a long-term transition having to restyle my hair every 2 to 3 days. That just was not going to work. So right now, for example, I'm wearing this puff, and this is an 8-day-old puff that I'm getting ready to wash. And let me zoom in so you guys can see. Instead of doing the twist out like I did in my last puff video, I started using rods, because the twist out, even though I rod at the ends, it didn't last long. And the area, especially on the top where I have the most processed ends left, it was just straight. So with this style, with the rods, I use the yellow and the blue. The yellow is the smallest. I think you can actually get red. Red is even smaller than the yellow, but this is the smallest that I have. So I ran out, and then I just started using the blue, which is a little bigger. So I use these 2 colors and just rodded the hair while it was wet using, guess what, Miss Jessie's Curly Buttercream. I've been using that for a long time now. I love it. I know it's not an all-natural product, but it keeps my hair moisturized throughout the week, and I don't have to add any additional moisture. You guys, I've been to Vegas. I was walking around Vegas. It was windy for a couple of the evenings, and so I've been outside a lot. Hair was blowing, but as you can see, these curls have not budged. And I'll turn around just so you can see the back. So this is what I'm talking about, finding low maintenance, protective, sort of protective. I mean, my ends are still out, but my sides are protected, and I haven't been manipulating my hair a lot. I just put a satin cap on at night, wake up in the morning, doop, 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 and I'm on my way. So finding styles like this, you know, the rod set, you guys remember I was like the queen of the rod set last year around summer and fall. Finding styles like that that last, I think, is really the key to doing a long-term transition. So real quick, since it's been a year, I thought I'd take you guys back to the start of my transition. It started in March of 2010. I didn't realize I was actually transitioning though until April, because that's when I made the decision to transition. I had some kinky twists in my hair, and I was going on a cruise, and I just wanted my hair out of the way. And while I had the kinky twists in, I started looking at different videos for natural hair. And I was like, wow, you can do all that with natural hair? Could I do that with my hair? And I got real intrigued, and I was like, you know what? This texturizing deal has been a hot mess. Why don't I just go natural? So I took my kinky twists out in May. And by now I've got like 3 months worth of growth from my last texturizer and 11 months of growth since my last relaxer. So my hair was just in all kinds of different textures. And I was like, what am I going to do with my hair? How can I transition? I don't even know what to do with my hair with this amount of new growth. So I just started wearing my hair up, just pinned up, because I didn't know what else to do. So that's how I wore my hair for about a month. And then I said, well, let me try to do a rod set. So I had never done a rod set on hair that short, and I was worried about looking like, you know, Grandma Jenkins. So I did my first rod set, and just like I worried, I looked like Grandma Jenkins. I mean, that's the whole concern with rod sets with people, is that you'll look too old. But I quickly, you know, got the hang of it and started experimenting with twists and headbands and stuff, and I, you know, younged it up a little bit. So that helped, you know, and I wore rod sets for a good 3 months last year. Just, you know, did different things with it. But I also did a lot of protected styles. I bought one of those beanie caps. I don't know what they're called. I actually didn't wear this too much because it really looks like a hairnet. And I'm not even sure if it's something you're supposed to wear out or if it's just a nightcap. I don't know what it is, but I bought this thing and I wore it maybe once or twice, but I was like, I don't know, I don't want to look like I just came out the kitchen, you know, at somebody's restaurant. So I didn't really wear this style too much. But as it got a little colder, I started wearing my beanie. And as my flat twisting got better, I started wearing this style where I would flat twist part of my hair and then wear the beanie in the back and have, you know, the twist coming down the side. And this is how I pretty much wore my hair most of December and January. It was a great winter protective style. I also wore a couple of wigs. This was my favorite wig. I did a video about this last summer. It looks sort of like a twist out, so I didn't want to wear a wig that just looks so far from my real hair, so that's why I like this wig. So for me, this year transition has really been about finding protective styles, long-lasting styles that I felt worked for me, and I think that's really the key with transitioning. I didn't really want to wear kinky twists too often because my sides were damaged so much, and I was really trying not to put a lot of strain and stress on my edges, even though I guess I could have requested them to do it, you know, looser, but I really just wanted to refrain from the kinky twists or extensions because, I mean, if you get them too loose, it's like, what's the point? Then they're going to come out in a couple weeks, or they're going to get loose in a couple weeks. So I just stayed away from the kinky twist. Now, I did the flat twist, but these are much looser, and you don't put nearly as much stress on the hair with the flat twist. So that's it, guys. That's what I've been doing the past year. I hope this inspires people who are thinking about transitioning, who want to do the long-term transition. Maybe they're not comfortable with cutting all your hair off. Maybe that's you. I'm just here to show that you can do it. You don't have to cut all your hair. If you can, I know there's definitely advantages to doing that as well. You get to know your hair in its shorter state, and you get to learn to gain some new confidence. But, you know, that's not for everybody. So if you're thinking about doing a long-term transition, I'm living proof that you can do it. And like I always say in my videos, I'm not a stylist. I just learned to do a lot of these things. I said if I was going to go natural, I was going to experiment. I was going to learn how to style my hair. Because when I was relaxed, I didn't style my hair. I just wore my hair in a simple wrap or, you know, a ponytail. Or I didn't really do a lot of experimentation with my hair because I didn't like doing my hair. But now I'm kind of enjoying it a little bit. And I think it's the accomplishment and learning new things. So it's been a fun journey. And I thank you guys for watching me and going on this journey with me. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.